Hey, let's go to our man. Let's go. Are we talking cryptos? What are we talking? Oh, we're talking BLNK.
Let's see.
Paul, what's going on?
What's happening, gentlemen? Good morning.
Morning, Paul.
Hey, man. You know, we get a win so that we can play you guys.
You always got your spot in the finals already locked up, Vegas. We're working on it, man.
You guys are going Game 7, right?
We're going Game 7. Game 7's coming to us in Tampa, man. It's exciting for sure. Tomorrow night, it'd be interesting. It's a Wednesday.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Game 7 to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. That's some good hockey.
And that's it's as good as it gets. I hope
this is some of the best hockey I've seen in years. I mean, it's just the captain of the Capitals, folks, is just brutal.
Oh,
yeah. He is.
Don't meet him in an alley, man.
Oh my
he
God.
Is a tough guy, man.
He is he's dynamite. I mean,
he's been so good for so long, and he's had so many struggles in the playoffs. So if it wasn't for the Lightning, I would be rooting for him probably.
Yeah.
Just because I think this is the first time he's even made the conference finals, which is just amazing for a player of his ability.
I know, man. I know.
But you know what? Stamkos, our captain, he's the man too. So,
he is. So BLNK, huh?
So BLNK. So this thing popped up on the scanners a couple weeks ago, and I guess they had signed a contract with Whole Foods to be like the main charging stations there in front of the Whole Foods. So they linked up with Amazon somehow.
Okay.
So I got in around 6:27. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And I'm looking at this gap fill, or the top of that range here at $9 to possibly get out of town if we could get up there. But I'm wondering if you think this thing has a chance based off this volume. I mean, a tremendous amount of volume came in once this thing bounced out of there.
And stay right there.
Top of that 1521 range.
Now we're coming back.
Quite a chart.
I'm going to tell you to sell that thing so quick. You probably should sell it in the commercial, man. Yeah. Stay right there, Paul. We're going to be coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 30. NASDAQ's up 9. S&Ps are up 2. BLNK. We're talking with our man Paul from Henderson, Nevada. We're talking about BLNK, which is basically a charging station. So, Paul, this company has a market cap of 165 million, and it has revenue of, I believe, 500 grand, 600 grand a quarter.
What I would stress in there too is that 165 million is only after this huge run-up. So when that news was even announced, their market cap was like around 27 million. And even their CEO, we're just checking on some articles, said, this isn't like the biggest news ever. I mean, there was just to sum it up. But anytime you have a company that's worth so little, I mean, if Amazon really, or, was about to deploy their technology across their Whole Foods network, they would spend the 25 million just to buy that company, or 50 million just to buy that company, knowing the expansion that would take place. So I would just be very wary of that type of, anytime you have a company that's, in the area where a single person could just snatch it all up with that type of an opportunity, they would.
Right.
That's what I look at.
And they're saying they're going to lose $27 a share.
Well, that's 2017.
That's last year. Okay,
just
right now
nothing's really.
They're losing $291 right now.
I mean, they have no forecasts at all for 2018, 2019. So,
let me just see something else. I just want to see if there's a reverse stock split also. Let's see.
Man, it's great calling you guys, because I don't pay attention to any of these fundamentals. I see a news headline, I see volume, I see a gap, I see it holding, and I'm in, and then I can manage my risk on the trade.
And you have the CEO of the company. I think he owns 31% of it or something like that. So it's a very, not self-serving. I mean, everything is self-serving when you're, in that arena. But in terms of, he doesn't need earnings if he's got 33% of the company and it just went from a market cap of 25 million to 160 million.
And what you always want to watch out for, too, Paul, is this. So watch this. So these guys from Hollywood, Florida, all right?
Oh, you got to watch out for that.
You have to, I'm telling you, man, the east coast of Florida, you want to, Hollywood, Boca Raton, 2 seconds. Now, watch this. I'm going to pull up the management. Okay, so remember these names. Michael Farkas. Watch, I'll pull up the management. And then what you do, I go down, and I want to see, okay, what else are they into? So when you bring this down, what I'm looking for here specifically is I'm looking for a reverse stock split, all right? And what happens with that is that you buy a company that has already gone through it, through the public arena, and they're mostly companies that have gone out of business. And then you can bring a company public like that, all right, but without going through the filings. So when I go through this, now, you know, you have to take it with a grain of salt, but the bottom line is that you can see he's also in Balance Labs, okay? So I want to pull up Balance Labs and see what this is. So BLNC. So we'll pull this BLNC up, right?
Seems like they're consulting, right?
Yeah, they're consulting, okay. Bottom line, though, he's basically operating consulting firm, business development consulting, startup and development stage businesses. Okay, so I go back like this. Okay, so there's nothing available here. This is...
Is that one even trading? I don't have zero.
No, it is trading. Okay, there's 100 shares that was traded today. Okay, they have no earnings, but I don't like to see things like that at all, because this would look to me like the next one that he'll put something in there and then push this out. You see what I'm saying? As a public company, listen. There's legit ones that are like that.
Yeah, no. You mean I just wanted to point out that 100.
Yeah.
It's just I believe that's on April 24th. So
oh, okay.
This is not traded.
Right.
Just so
right.
That's
April 24th. Right.
Yeah.
So that's always that's definitely a heads up that you have to pay attention to when you start combining all of those. And the biggest one would be, listen, you're taking 500 grand and you get a market cap of 160 million. That's that.
And his stake with 30% is worth like 40-something million, and you know that was probably worth 10 million before the run. So he's already made 30 million on that run up. What's to stop this? You know, the selling to begin, right? I mean, if you were in that position, Paul, and you had this company, and you know, in theory. And I always look at the small, even when we pull up gold companies especially, right? You know, when people talk about, you know, gold in the ground, and this is a similar comparison, because guess what? There's no earnings. I mean, in reality, right, is there gold in the ground in this company with the ability to deploy their technology across? Well, if there was really a story there, a lot of smart people with a lot of money around Amazon and Whole Foods would say this company is worth $25 million, and guess what? We should own it because it's about to go gangbusters. You know, I mean, there's just, I always, you know, 100 million, 150 million. When you start getting up to 6, 7, 800 million, that's where, you know, Amazon wouldn't just buy them out. They would, you know, that's where you have a real player that has some value. Versus this is kind of just a story, and if the story's ever that good and it's worth that little, people would buy it in completion.
Right,
you know?
and it's a charging station. Big deal. We get charging stations all over the place in St. Pete. You probably have them in Tampa too.
I mean, there was even there was the news. I want to get the, because it's worth. Which one did I just click on? So this is a Benzinga article. All right, this is going to May 8th, and I just wanted a little bit of feedback about what was happening with this deal that you were talking about, Paul. And the quote in there from the CEO is pretty remarkable. So here's what he says. He says, "The news wasn't per se so significant." Michael Farkas, Blink's founder and CEO, says, "The upward move suggests a very, very significant amount of price action related to near-term trading." I mean, what CEO says that about? I mean, that's just a remarkable statement.
Wow.
About that news that sent the shares trading a lot higher. So be wary
Sorry,
of
take
that.
your money and run, man. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, man. Thanks for the advice. Hey, do you guys have time for one more? I got a day trade here. I was wondering if you could give me some your opinion on.
Sure. What is it?
Oh, a DY.
A ZY?
DY.
D as in dog, Y as in yellow.
Okay. Let's see.
So we had this huge gap down this morning,
Okay.
and so I went short at 99.52.
Yeah.
I took some profits along the way. Now we have this huge volume spike over here at the gap. I'm wondering if you think today it could get all the way down to the 93.
Look at this, man. Holy cow. What the heck happened here? So, Mrs. Lowe estimates.
Earnings.
Yeah. So
And even after the decline, this is a $3 billion company. So now we're dealing with a legitimate company for sure.
Yeah. And you get...
They were legitimate before their earnings came out, I guess.
Yeah, Paul, this can go to 93. I mean, you're going to make...
Where are we looking at? November, November 24th, kind of the week around there.
You're into that bar already. And you know what you have here now, this is pretty intense because you have a high volume low at 73 also. Let me bring this back further, actually.
Seems like they have earnings surprises every 3 months if you look at that chart.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get 93 in this. Let me see. Look at that, too. You get this is interesting, man. Yeah, just be careful with this. What I would do is this: I'd keep bringing your stop down, meaning as the day goes on, because you get a 15% short position, which
You got some
everyone's,
happy campers out here
everyone's
today.
making money.
Somebody saw
but
the writing on the wall.
You can get a pretty quick turn. I mean, the bottom line is it doesn't have to be down 20%. It can be down 15 by the end of the day or something. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
just
no,
keep bringing your stop down. And another way you can do this is say put a buy in at 93.50 or something. Do you know what I mean? Because 93 is probably game. So it's like cooking, brother.
Okay. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Paul.
great one. Stay right there.
You guys win so we can see you guys.
That's
tomorrow.
right, man.
Big time.